What happens here at Lake Mead matters. 7 western states, along with 29 tribes in Mexico, depend on the water that flows through here.
The Southwest is one of the most heavily populated areas in the whole United States, so we are concerned.
40 million people rely on this giant reservoir, which today is only at 1/3 capacity. An infamous bathtub rain tells the story. Lake water last covered the whitish minerals on the rock in the late 1990s.
This is really new territory, given that all of Las Vegas and many other cities in the Southwest have really grown during that time. So this is serious.
To get a better idea, take a look at the water level in these pictures at the Hoover Dam from 20 years ago and compare them to today. Those who use the lake for boating and other recreation are well aware of the shrinking shoreline.
You can see the effects of the drought here at the Lake Mead recreation area. They've had to build new ramps just to get people and boats into the shallow lake.
It's scary to think about, what happens if it drops more.
When I normally launch my jet ski off Boulder Beach, and there's probably about a good 12 to 20 feet of mud that you can't actually drive in. You will get stuck.
The falling levels and shrinking water supply didn't happen overnight. It's the result of 20+ years of more heat, less rain, and less runoff.
What we think about droughts now is it's really a balance between that supply, that lack of rainfall, and the atmospheric thirst. How dry is that atmosphere? How much water is that atmosphere pulling out of the ground?
On one side, scientists believe the West has moved beyond temporary drought towards aridification, a permanent phase of more dryness and less water. Either way, western states like Nevada are preparing for unwelcome intervention when the federal government declares a historic shortage and water supply is reduced.
You're looking at about 9 billion gallons of water less that will be available for our community.
Southern Nevada gets 90% of its water from the reservoir.
The Water Authority for the region is not panicking, though. That is because they are practicing aggressive conservation, and the success of their efforts is truly amazing. Andrew.
Heather, what about the conservation effort, and starting with how they're actually reclaiming indoor water and they're recycling it?
Right. I've sat in a lot of interviews, Andrew, and this was one where I felt like I wanted to fall out of my chair when they really explained in detail what they are doing. They are taking in Southern Nevada their indoor water, and they are reusing, recycling, reclaiming 100% of it. So they treat it and they get it to near drinking water standards, and they put it back into Lake Mead. So that really is phenomenal what they are doing just with indoor water use alone, and really just completely conserving it. And really, they're developing a reputation for what they're doing in water conservation circles out west.
Wow, and the population obviously still expanding while the water resources are diminishing. So how long do they expect the water supply to last given these extreme drought conditions?
Right. It's a really interesting picture because you have tens of thousands of people moving to Las Vegas every year. People want to live there. And then you have Lake Mead, the water supply, the 20-year drought. So not a good scenario. But what they have in fact done is with their aggressive water conservation, which they started in 2002 when they realized what was really taking place, is they incentivized people. They said, hey, you need to do things like take the grass out of your lawn and start a rockscape. And they have done such incredible conservation measures that they have actually dropped in their water consumption by 23%, while their population has increased by about 750,000 people. So more people, less water use, and that is an encouraging sign for the future. But at the same time, Andrew, we know that the water supply is diminishing. And so there is concern for just what is going to happen to this water supply as the years go on.
And that's not just Nevada. How about other states in the West? Are they taking their cues on water conservation from Nevada?
Well, it's interesting, Terry, because it's really Nevada, Arizona, and California that are going to be affected by these cuts. And there's a lot of agriculture use of water in Nevada and California. So a lot of concern there. There's only so much they can do at the end of the day with drip irrigation and drought-resistant crops. So in California, you've seen water regulators just in the last week or so cut back on water rights for farmers. In Arizona, a lot of concern. And you are also seeing on the personal home use side of things, California is watching Nevada. The governor just asked the residents to voluntarily cut back by 15% their own water use. So they're going to have to take some measures. And you can see it when you fly into California or Nevada. You can see California is green. There's grass in the yards. And in Nevada, it's rockscapes.
So rockscapes are going to become popular out in that part of the country. Are there other things homeowners can do to conserve water both indoors and outdoors?
Yes, they are really emphasizing the outdoors because they are recycling indoors. And they even have, if you can believe this, water police, Terry, that are going around and they are looking for water leaks, water misuse. And they will work with homeowners. And if they don't comply, there'll be a financial penalty. So they're really on it. And right now, a big push is stripping decorative grass. They don't want any grass in parkways or anywhere where it's not really being used. So they're really clamping down.
All right, Heather, fascinating report. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And you can get all the latest news and more when you download the CBN News Channel app.
Hello, I'm Gordon Robertson. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more encouraging videos like this one. Welcome to the 700 Club Interactive family, and God bless you.